Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to Informed in 5. Today's guest is Kelly Winter. She is the director of the Shine Foundation, and today she'll be sharing information about the organization. Thank you so much for joining me today.
So I am the director of the Shine Foundation, and we are a new organization in Tupelo that our goal is to support families with special needs. And I will give you a little bit of backstory of how we got started. I'm also a physical therapist at Beyond Therapy for Kids. It's a pediatric clinic here in Tupelo that we do physical, occupational, and speech therapy. So we kind of started our clinic started kind of as a ministry. We wanted to be more than just PTOT and speech. We wanted to love on the entire family and support them. And so as a clinic, we were doing little things like Christmas parties and fall festivals. We had a little patient care fund that we would do, like bake sales and make crafts and stuff to sell to get money so we could buy shoe inserts. Or we had a family that's house burned. We were able to buy clothes for them. We had a patient that had spina bifida and she needed hand controls to be able to drive her car. So we had a fundraiser for that. So that's kind of the heart of what we were. Then COVID kind of hit, and we were not able to do the things that we had been doing. So last year, about this time, we started planning for our fall festival, and I volunteered to head that up. And so in our first staff meeting, we were talking about what we wanted to do and how we wanted to have things for kids of all abilities to be able to do. And I asked the question, do we want to just do this for our clinic kids, or do we want to do it for all the kids with special or people with special needs in our area? And real quick, everybody said, let's do it for everybody. So I guess that's probably the moment that Shine was born. So our first event was our fall festival last year. We called Longtown, which is another therapy clinic. We called the Regional Rehab Center and the Autism Center. And they got on board with us and invited their kids, and they came and helped. And lots of different businesses came and helped, lots of different churches, lots of different schools got involved. So we ended up having, it was an amazing day. We had a team of motorcyclists that brought their motorcycles. We had a touch a truck section. We had a fashion show. We had a hayride that we got wheelchairs up on there and buckled them down. It was so much fun. We had all kind of games and crafts that different people had come to do, and it was just really an amazing day. We had 135 people with special needs, and then their families. So it equaled to be about a 500 guests came, and we had over 300 volunteers. So it was really amazing day where the community really came together, but we also wanted to do more. So we partnered with the Create Foundation and became a special project. And since then, we've gotten our own 501c3. So I'm glad about that. But we wanted to do events. So since then, we've done a Valentine's dance for kids with special needs. We were in the Christmas parade. We did an Easter egg hunt, and we're gearing up for our next fall festival. We also wanted to do support groups because having a child with or anybody in your family with special needs can be very isolating, and you just need some support. So we wanted to have where parents could get to know each other, and so we're trying to do 4 support groups a year. We've done 2 this year. One was a traditional support group where we had a family member come and talk, a mom come and talk about her journey, and then we had Leslie from Leslie Junkin from you guys came and talked about what y'all do, and we fed the families, and we provided childcare, and it was a neat night. And then our second one, we rented out the water park in Fayette, Alabama, and just let the families come and bring their kids, and that was fun. So we're trying to do 2 like traditional support groups, and then 2 other types like the water park. And then we'll have a parents night out November 10th at Hope Church where people can just bring their kids and drop them off, and we'll babysit, and they can go Christmas shopping, or the parents can do whatever they want. So we wanted to do events, support groups, and then we wanted to be able to do some big things for some families, and we call that our special project fund. We started this in May, and we were able to raise $26,000 to get a wheelchair accessible van for a little boy with spina bifida. It had gotten really hard for his mom to transfer him in and out of the car. And when you have a child with special needs, it's hard to keep a steady job because you're having to you're a single parent you have to pick them up a lot and take them to appointments and all that kind of stuff. So that was really, really neat to be able to do. Right now, we're working on putting in a fence for a child with autism. Um, they, this particular child, um, just they're not able to use their backyard because they need a privacy fence. So by us doing this, they'll be able to use that space. So we have a special project fund where you can apply for different things that could be beneficial to your family, and if approved, then we raise money and we try to do that. And then we also try to work with the community on community things that we can do to make our community a more inclusive place. So we've raised money and try to partner with a Playground of Dreams to bring an all-inclusive playground to Tupelo. And we have worked with churches. We just had a Bible school, and lots of different churches in our area came and did the different parts. We're really trying to help churches see that children's ministry is an important thing and it can be done, and it can be such a great support for these families. So kind of 4 branches that we're trying to do right now, and that would be our events, our support groups, our special projects, and then trying to make our community a better place for people with special needs.
Yes, that sounds awesome. It sounds like you'll have a lot of great things going on. So can you let me know, well, can you let our listeners and viewers know how they can reach y'all, whether they're a family that may need some support or some of your services, or if they're community members that would like to help the organization?
Okay, so right now our primary method of information giving is Facebook. We just have the Shine Foundation. We have a group where most of our information is right now. We also have a page, but our group has everything. So I would say join the Shine Foundation group. At the top of that page is pinned the application for a special project. There's also a video of our dance and a video of our last fall festival. And then there's ways that you, on each event or support group that we have, there's a link to register and a link to volunteer. So you can find any information. We're working on the website, but we're not there yet.
Yeah, no problem. And I'll be sure to put I'll put that link in with this video so people can easily find y'all there. And that's, I guess, there will be also your telephone number. Do y'all have a number associated with the organization or an email?
We have an email, and it's just letyourlightshine2021@yahoo.com. We are a completely volunteer based program, so every penny that you give goes straight to an event or a support group or a special project. We have lots of churches that are partnered with us, and lots of individuals that volunteer for every single thing, and they donate. So while it did kind of start with us, it has grown, and it's not a beyond thing, or it's a community project.
Wonderful. Well, tell me, since you're talking on that, tell me a little bit about how this organization how it has impacted the community and the response that you've gotten and seen just in the short time that y'all have started.
Okay. Well, we've gotten lots of impact of comments from families of just about how, like at our Valentine's dance, we had a nice meal, and they talked about how good it was just to be able to sit down as a family in a public place and not worry if their child had a meltdown, or it was just all comfortable, and people understood. So I think that type of community of I'm not the only one has been a huge thing for them. Also, when our kids are on the stage for the fashion show and everybody's cheering for them, just that experience of being celebrated and seen. And I think probably that is the heart. We want these people to feel seen and supported, and we want them to know that we love their children or their adults that have special needs, either one. But and also the volunteers, they're coming back to everything because it's such a rewarding thing. I think probably our volunteers have as much or more fun than our families because it's so rewarding to do this and to feel like you're making a little bit of an impact.
What event so far have you enjoyed the most? And tell me a little bit about one of your favorite events.
I have really enjoyed them all. The fall festival was probably it was our first one, so seeing the response was, I was just in awe of seeing how big of a response we got both from our guests and from our volunteers. Also, um, I loved the Valentine's dance. We had a karaoke room and hearing those kids sing, and they did crafts and they decorated cookies. Um, so much fun to seeing them dance together and just having a good time. We did a Bible school last month, and that was so neat to see different churches coming together to love on these kids. So our Easter egg hunt was we did it in Pontotoc, and it was all of them have just been really, really inspiring and really fun to do.
What would you say to someone else in an area that doesn't have an organization like this that maybe would like to have something like this in their community? What would you say to them to encourage them about taking that leap and getting something like this started in their community?
But I have an idea, and sometimes I think nobody's going to respond to it, and sometimes nobody does respond to it. It doesn't go. I've had several ideas that have just been a flop, but it's worth going ahead and putting it out there and seeing where it goes. I have learned through this. There's so many. You can feel like there's nobody else out there trying to do anything, but through doing this, I've learned there's so many organizations that we're all wanting to do the same thing, and so I would say look for organizations that are doing what you're doing and partner with them, and then take the leap. If you have an idea, get some people behind you and just do it.
That's awesome. And I definitely feel like by you sharing your story about the organization, how you started from very humble, just wanting to help the community to where you are now with these wonderful events and all the partnerships you have and how much it's growing. I really feel like this could inspire others to do the same in their communities. And that's just what's so wonderful about it is that like you said, just seeing the feedback and seeing how it really can touch the lives of families and individuals with disabilities and special needs, whatever those may be. Because yes, it can be very isolating in communities that may not be accessible and don't have the activities and the inclusion that needs to be there. So I just want to thank you for all that y'all have done, and I know that it has made a huge impact.
Well, thank you. We hope so.
Tell me a little bit about your hopes for the future of the organization. Where do you see the Shine Foundation in the next 5, 10 years?
Um, well, I have a lot of big hopes that I'm almost scared to say, because you don't know if they'll come true or not. But I do say I want our events to grow and touch more people. I would love to be able to help lots of people with. I'd love to be able to give away vans and fences and ramps and whatever we can to help these families. I would love to be able to have an adult daycare. A lot of times after kids graduate from high school, there's not a whole lot of things. We have a board, and then we have like a planning committee that kind of we'll decide what events we're going to do for the next year, and then we kind of have our group of therapists, and we have other people come in too. But we're hoping to form like kind of like Le Bonheur has Twigs. We want to have a group called Wicks, and that'll be a volunteer group where anybody in the community can come and join us, and we'll probably meet 4 times a year, and we'll decide, kind of help disperse, get some ideas from different places and get some extra help. That's some of the dreams that are in there. I don't know how they will play out, but I think just reaching more people, and like you said, if we could spread to other communities, that would be amazing too.
Thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope you have a wonderful day.
You too.